Hello everybody and welcome to Story Time with Zada. Oh, we've got such a lovely story for you today. But before we start, I bet I know what you're thinking. You're thinking what's underneath Zada's dashik, aren't you? I think you are. I'm sure you are. I know you are. So let's have a quick look, shall we? Oops, it's been there. Oh, look. Ah, here we are. That's interesting. Looks like a wheel. Do you think you know what that's got to do with the story? Let's start and find out, shall we? Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. This story is called Trouble at the Fairground, and it's about a little boy called Jack. There he is. Now, this story takes us to London, England. Can you see the large clock, Big Ben? And one day there was an advert saying that the fairground is coming to the city of London. Jack was very excited. When Jack went to school and told his friends, they were excited too. But you know something? The thing about Jack was he was very, very small. In fact, he was probably the smallest boy in the entire school. Now, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't make fun of somebody who's very, very small, or very, very thin, or very, very large, or anything, would you? I'm sure you wouldn't. But let's see what happened in Jack's school. Some of the children made fun of him because he was small. Can you see? And they'd laugh at him saying, "Na, na, 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 Jack is tiny." But if you look at Jack, you can see he was a very happy little fellow and it just didn't bother him. And when some of these children would come up to him and say, "Here, Jack, 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 you're really tiny," instead of crying and shouting, Jack just turned around, laughed back and said, "I am, aren't I?" That's a lesson for us all. You see, bullies don't like it when we don't react. So we just laugh back at them, they'll go away. And that's exactly what happened here. Now, Jack may have been small and he may have been not the cleverest boy in the whole school, although he was quite bright. Jack had a particular talent. He had a very, very strong arm and he could throw things further than anybody else. He could take a football and go whoosh, throw that far as anybody could. He took a basketball, boing. He took a tennis ball, as you can see. The discus he held in his hand, which is very, very, very heavy, but whoosh. And the most impressive thing was Jack could take hold of a brick like this, hold it in his hand, and with all his might, and it's very heavy, a brick, throw it wallop into the distance. Very, very impressive. Now, Jack liked doing all of that, but what really excited Jack was the fairground, and he heard that in a day or two the fairground was coming to London. "Ah," he said, "ah, I can't wait, I'm so excited." Now, I don't know whether you've ever been to a fairground, children. They can be really fun places, going on all the rides and buying all the things and seeing all the big exhibits. Jack enjoyed the fairground and liked it, but the thing he really loved most, can you think? He loved the big wheel. Now, we in England call it the big wheel, and in America I think they call it a Ferris wheel. But it doesn't matter what you call it, you can see it, and that's what Jack loved. One day, when he heard the fairground had come to his town, he asked his parents if he could go, and the parents said yes. So he got himself ready, dressed himself up, smartened himself up, and went along the road. As he passed a building site, Jack found a large circle of rope. Now, he knew it was not for sale because the builders had probably thrown it over and just left it on the sidewalk or the pavement. So Jack looked at it and said, "Nice, I think I'll have this." He picked it up, put it over his shoulders, and he said, "Well, you never know." And we don't know. So sometimes it's good just to have things just in case. As he got to the fairground, he got a shock. He heard people shouting, "Ah, help! Oh my gosh! Oh gosh, look!" And when he got there, you can see all the people were terrified. "What's the matter?" said Jack. "What's going on?" And he soon found out what the problem was. He looked at the top of the big wheel and he realised it had got stuck. It was jammed. It wouldn't move this way and it wouldn't move that way. But worst of all, and here comes the scary bit, children, he looked up and he saw, stuck on the top, 2 children crying, "Ah, get us down, we're so scared." Well, Jack thought, I wonder what I can do to help. And he thought and he thought and he thought. And as he was thinking, a police car came up. "Ee-no, ee-no, ee-no, ee!" Screeched to a halt. And guess who came out? The largest, tallest, burliest policeman he ever did see. Now, everybody was tall to Jack, but this policeman was particularly tall. And he looked up and said, "Whoa, woo." And as the policeman was blowing his whistle and conducting the traffic and saying, "Come along, come along, come along," Jack had a great idea. Ding! And as the idea went through his head, he thought, I must tell the policeman. He ran up to the policeman and started pulling on his trouser leg. "Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, officer. Excuse me." Well, the policeman looked right down and said, "Hello, hello, hello. What's going on here then? Who are you?" "I'm Jack." "Well, why do you think I care? Move along, move along. I've got things to do. We got trouble at the fairground." "Oh, please, sir. I know. But I think I can help." "You can't help. You're just a tiny, very tiny little boy. Now move along." "Oh, please, sir, please, sir." Well, as the policeman started blowing his whistle and conducting the traffic, Jack was determined. "Please, please listen to me just for a few moments." Well, the policeman finally put his hands on his hips, sighed. "Very well. Hurry up, young man. What's going on?" And Jack said, "Look. You see those children at the top of the big wheel?" "Of course I can," said the policeman. "What do you think I'm doing here?" "Well," said Jack, "I've got some rope." "So what?" said the policeman. "No, please listen," said Jack. "I'm very strong. I think if I take the rope and I make a loop like a lasso, I could throw it. I could hook it on one of the little cars, those cable cars, those pods, and we could all pull it down to..." laughed the policeman. In fact, he laughed so much he started shaking. What a ridiculous idea! And instead of being very kind, as most policemen are, and saying, "Now just shh, run along," he said, "Here, listen everybody, listen to this idea. He wants to row with the pods and the poor and the children." And he carried on laughing. Well, you know what some people are like, children. Instead of saying, "Give him a chance," other people came in and were rolling up laughing. One gentleman came in and said, "Never heard of anything so ridiculous in all my life." And then another one came in chortling, going... And then after him, jogging up and down with his laughter, came a woman. And she was laughing so much, she nearly fell over, toppling this way and that way. Ha ha, what a ridiculous idea. Would you let Jack have a go? Would you? Shall we see what happens? While they were all laughing, suddenly they heard a shriek from the crowd. "Ah!" A lady was on her knees, screaming, saying, "Ah, ah!" Well, the policeman, wanting to sort this out and feeling very important, went up to her. And said, "Hello, hello, hello. What have we here? A screaming lady? Can I be of any assistance?" And the lady said, "Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Let him try." And the policeman said, "Now, now, now. Hello, hello, hello. We've had all this. Thank you, madam. Please get up and move along. We're not interested in this little boy's remarks. Leave it to the police force. We can do it. And anyway, why are you so interested in this whole thing?" She looked at him and she said, "Because those two children are my children." Ah! Well, the policeman felt very sorry for her, but he said, "I'm very sorry, we can't do it." And all of a sudden, the children started screaming, "Help, Mummy, get us down." The mother got very indignant, which means she was angry. She put her hands on her hips and she said, even though he was a policeman, "Now you listen to me, officer. If you don't let this boy have a go, I'll report you to the chief of police." The police officer looked around and said, "Well, you might have a point there. Why don't we let the young man have a go, eh? No harm in that. And when he doesn't manage it, leave it to me." Well, an amazing thing happened. Jack came along and said, "Thank you, officer. Now, here's my plan." He took the rope and he made it into a big loop called a lasso. And he swung it round and swung it round and he went whoosh, and it hooked onto the green car. But it slipped down. "Oh," said everybody. "Now, come on," said the policeman. "You've tried, now move along." But by then the crowd were all behind Jack saying, "Give him a chance, give him a chance." Children, can you sing with me? Come on. "Give him a chance, give him a chance, give him a chance." That's right, they're all singing and chanting. And the policeman thought, "Have another go, son, go on." This time Jack took the rope, swung it round his head, and then threw it further. And this time it reached the blue little pod. But it didn't hook on, it fell down. Oh my goodness. The policeman was about to say no more, but the crowd all started chanting, "Come on, children, with me. Give him a chance, give him a chance, give him a chance." Well, Jack really wanted to prove himself. And this time, with all his might, he went, whew, whew. "Come on, swing it with me, children, help him." Whew, whoosh, 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 whoosh. And it not only reached the top red car, it hooked on it. Well, they all went, "Hooray!" "What happens now, Jack?" And Jack said, "Come on, everybody grab the rope with me and we'll pull them down." And you know, they got so excited, they all started joining in this chant, which I want you to do with me. Hold on to the cable with me, children. Let's pull. Pull, pull, pull that cable, pull, pull, pull that cable, pull, pull, pull that cable, bring those children down. And every time they pulled it so hard, they moved the big wheel a bit and down they came. Let's sing again and chant with me. Harder. Pull, pull, pull that cable, pull, pull, pull that cable, pull, pull, pull that cable, pull those children down. And guess what happened? As they were pulling, they moved the big wheel and the children came further and further down until they came all the way down to the ground. And nobody was laughing at Jack then. Everybody was jumping for joy, singing, "Hooray for Jack! Hooray for Jack!" And they even started chanting. Can you chant with me? "Jack, Jack, Jack, Jack." And they started clapping. Should we clap? Jack, 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 Jack. Well, in all the fuss, everybody was dancing and singing, and the children had gone back to their mother. And Jack was so happy that he had helped that he was just about to go home, say bye everyone. But all of a sudden, guess who turned up? Just a minute, everybody, just a minute. It was the chief of police himself. Oh, everybody said, "It's the chief of police." He was a very friendly man, as the chief of police, and he said, "Now who's responsible for all this?" And everyone started chanting, "Can you do it with me? Jack, Jack, Jack." But Jack was a very shy little boy, and he said, "Oh no, sir, no, officer, it wasn't all me. Everybody helped pull it." But the first policeman said, "Hello, hello, hello. I must step in here, chief of police. Actually, it was Jack. It was his idea, and I didn't want him to do it at the beginning, but he did." "Well done, Jack," said the chief of police. And the chief of police, if you look carefully, awarded Jack a lovely medal. "Oh, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Officer Jack," said, saluting. "Can you salute? Like a policeman? Well done." "Thank you, I'll be off." "Not so fast, young man. Not so fast, Jack." He said, "Not only am I going to give you a medal, but I'm going to give you a police badge, which you can keep forever." Jack was beside himself. He didn't know what to do. "Thank you so much, officer." And he saluted again. "Come on, everybody, give a salute." And then the policeman said something very interesting. He said, "Jack, listen. I'm going to give you your own police cap," said Jack, "and your own police jacket," said Jack. "And more than that, we're going to watch how well you do at school. And when you grow up, if you ever decide that you want to become a policeman, we are going to pay for you to go to police college and pay for everything you do at college until you pass." Jack looked at him and nearly fainted. "Well, I don't really know what I'm going to do yet, officer, but thank you so much." And the chief of police gave him a big thumbs up and walked away. That was years ago, children. And one day, Jack did grow up, and he did decide on what to do. Can you guess what he became? Can you? Can you? Well, here it is. That's right. He became a policeman. And there's his badge, the same badge the chief of police gave him when he was young. And he was the smallest policeman in the entire police force. But he was the best. And it just goes to show it doesn't matter whether you're tiny or big or thin or large or anything else. You do the very best you can, and you can become almost anything. So good luck, and let's salute Jack for being a great policeman, and I wish you well and good luck in whatever you want to do. So think of what you might want to do, and think of a story, and maybe that will be one of your stories one day. So in the meantime, while you're thinking, blow me back to Storyland, and Zada will think of more stories for you, and I'll blow you away too. Hope you like the story. Salute. Goodbye. Goodbye.